Hello friends! In this video I'm going to be reviewing the Crayola Supertips as markers that you can use for hand lettering. These are a bit smaller of a tip than the Crayola Broadline, which I also have a review of, and I will leave a link for that below. But the end result of the lettering isn't super different in my opinion. So it does come a little bit down to personal preference of which one you prefer, which one you are able to find for a good deal, or if one has certain colors that you like. Now, of course, the lettering with the two different pens isn't identical, but you can watch both of those videos and compare for yourself which one you think you might prefer. These markers also do tend to bend a bit at the end, so you will notice that you may need to rotate the marker a bit as you letter. I feel like I tend to prefer the larger marker, but then sometimes I grab the Crayola Supertips and love them, so I'm not really sure, but I do think they're both great options for inexpensive markers if you are able to find them locally, especially when you're a beginner and you're just working on those thick and thin strokes. I have actually done a few other videos about these markers, so I will put them in a playlist and leave the link below as well. I am not going to swatch every single one of them in this video because number one, I think I've already done that, and if I can find it, I will leave the link with the timestamps below. But also because I'm trying to create these pen reviews as something that you can go through kind of quickly, and that might get a little long, so I will leave that below if I can find it for those of you who want to see the swatches of the Crayola Supertips. The color combination that I originally grabbed to show you blending was not the best, so I apologize about that, but I did try another option to give you another demonstration. These markers are not water resistant, but again, they can be used a bit like watercolor if you color them onto a piece of acrylic or a piece of plastic or something where you can color onto it and then pick them up with either a water brush or a paintbrush in water. I don't know if I've ever used these to try a watercolor wash as a background. I may have, but I'm not sure. But I did think that that little wash here was super pretty, and I'm going to have to experiment a bit more with that in the future. Here I am showing you a bit of lettering using some of the practice words from my Simplified Lettering Beginner Bundle. And I also did this using the Crayola Broadline markers, so if you'd like to see a comparison for sizing purposes, you can watch that part of that video, which I will link below. The lettering is at the end of that video as well, so hopefully if you are looking to compare the sizing, that video will help. Overall, I think these can be a really great option, again, if you can find them in your country and they are not expensive. I know that a lot of times we talk about lettering with these Crayola markers, and sometimes if you can't find them, people have told me that they're like really expensive where they're from, and I don't necessarily think it's worth going and spending a ton of money on them. It's just that if you are able to find them and they're like $3 to $5 for a pack of pens, it can be a really great deal, especially when you're first starting out and you don't want to invest a lot of money into lettering supplies. So if you have any questions, please leave them below. I will link the worksheets below as well if you'd like to grab some for yourself. They are digital downloads so you can print them at home and get right to practicing. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one.